Huh. Hello, world. Hello, everybody. So I found a new breakfast food. The old commodities up there, you know, commodities. They hand out food and stuff, leftovers from this and that. They ain't near as what they used to be, boy. You used to really get something that could, you know, pull you through a few times. And that's another thing I want to make a comment about. What were those boxes called that Trump was sending out? You know, the blue bonnet boxes or something? I can't remember. I'll look it up. Maybe I'll put it in the description. As far as I'm concerned, that was a heck of a good idea. What I think he should have put in there also was bread, baking, making fixings. And have people start, you know, figuring out how to bake their own dang bread, that kind of thing. And that's a good start, because bread, you know, bread's fun. I love to bake. I absolutely love to bake. You know, that's my cookie recipe. Anyway, I need to get at it, too. I got a ton or so of flour. Anyway, that's not the subject of this video, but the subject of this video, given that box and given my commodity piece of fish here, that's really starting to cook. Oh yeah, sea fish. Instead of, you know, pork sausage. I figure that's a far, you know, I don't want to ding-dong the old pork industry, but that's a far better something to eat, you know, for breakfast than old pork sausage. And I love bacon, though. Anyway, the subject that we touched upon way back with the dog thing. And this is not about dogs. I want to know who among you has faced real, and I mean real hunger. Not a day or two or something, or dang, you missed breakfast and now in the morning and blah, blah, right? I mean weeks of little or no food. And the reason I bring this up, and I really, yeah. Now, this is personal. Now, this is the thing. I share this with y'all, you know, and it's a hard subject to share. When I was a child, you know, between 6 and 10, somewhere around there, right? I cannot remember because it's all a big blur. You know, familial strife. Mom and Dad, you know, they didn't like each other, this and that. And I was the youngest, so I was at the tail end of the horrible, bitter divorce in the 60s kind of thing. Because it wasn't really known back then that, you know, you would actually treat your kid like we were treated. Me and my two brothers. I'm the youngest. I would go days and days and days with no food when I was that old. I had actually lived for over a week and a half, 10 days, and I can time that because, you know, let me finish that, on about a quarter of a jar of mayonnaise, because that's what was left in the refrigerator. And I was just a little kid. What my dad would do, he was staying in a studio apartment, you know, and I was kind of had to be somewhere. So he kind of had to keep me, but I wouldn't see him for weeks. He'd come in and there'd be a little apartment refrigerator, bigger than that one, but not, you know, an apartment refrigerator. He'd put some food in it, this and that, and then he'd leave. And I wouldn't see him for 2-3 weeks. You know, wouldn't. My mom would come in once in a while every week, 10 days, and give us a roll of pennies or two, something, you know. But otherwise, I was on my own. Another thing I did, my throat's not used to talking. I had a bag of onions, and I fried an onion a day. That kept me alive, you know, for a long time in that era. With that aside, I'm telling you, I've malnutrition Serious malnutrition, and I'll tell you how I know. I have hunger ridges in my adult teeth because they were forming, right? Now that they come up, I can rub my tongue on them, and there's ridges from, starvation. Also, when I joined the Army, right, about a year and a half into the Army, I finished growing. And I grew a shoe size and a half at 18 months. I went from 9 to 10 and a half wide in, 18 months, second year. I went through basic, a year in Irwin, and then when I got to Germany, I had to buy new boots because my boots were just too small because I was getting chow. Finally getting food, and it finished growing me. But I never did recover, completely fully. I still can't think, quite this, and things challenge, that kind of thing. I'm not right 100%. And that's probably why folks, my jobs, they look at me like, oh, geez, I don't know if you can handle that. I can, but I don't look it. That aside, I've been hungry. I've been eating out of the trash can hungry. There was a McDonald's down the street, I lived on Roosevelt in Vegas, North Las Vegas, until they chased me out, and I was just a little kid. What got me was, why didn't you call someone, hey, there's a little itty bitty kid eating out of our trash can? Right? But no, back then it was like, oh, what the heck's that? They just didn't fathom that someone's child would be out eating out the trash can at the McDonald's. Anyway, I think it's from the smoke. When you say, I wouldn't eat that, and I won't eat this, that favorite chicken, or that this and that, or that pet pig, whatever, no way. You will. You can rest assured that you will. Whatever's walking around, whatever's growing, whatever this and that can give you a calorie of energy, of food energy, you will eat it. You will. Remember in Egypt, they were eating their babies. And it's documented. It's on the record. It's, in their histories, their hieroglyphics on the walls. They were eating their children. They got so bad. And through history, that has occurred. So when you say, I want this and I want that, don't set yourself up for a psychological barrier that you got to break through and turn you into a zombie, or, don't do that. Always have in your mind that, by God, and if you have something, like I wouldn't eat dog because a dog can get more things, can track, and this and that. They serve a lot of purposes, right, as opposed to, a cat catches mice and all that. That's why those are important animals. But no. And I've been that hungry. I've been so hungry that that throat thing, you get, oh man, I'm hungry, oh my God, right? After about the third day or so, it goes away. And you just, And then when you eat, say, one meal, say, and then go another couple, it doesn't come back until you've had a few meals, a few days of food, and then then it starts over, right? But after a few days, that goes away, and you just get, you just zombie along in life, actually. You still function, and then it gets worse and worse, and your body goes, and you just fall over dead, right? So, don't think, man, and don't put yourself in the psychiatric position of saying, I won't do that, and then go have to do it. I've known real hunger. I know I'm repeating myself. So I can speak from a position of knowledge, of experience, position of experience. I'm telling you, don't say, oh my God, I'd never do that. There's some things, there's shows that say, even I'm that hungry, I ain't eating that. Because it's horrible and disgusting and all that. But if it's your chickens, your pigs and cows, snake, whatever, I'm telling you true right now. You're hungry, you'll eat dirt out of the road if you think it's going to keep you alive. Or to get rid of that, that discomfort of hunger. Believe me. All right, that's it. Live by your wits, not by your worries. Peace. Bye.